Renegade Squad is on Cloud 9. For their graduation test, they were one of the lowest rated squads in the vault. And now they are number 1. But things have changed. They are noticing strange looks from command. Something is different. Change is coming. The training may very well be over. All right, guys. Since the last session, you have completed your characters with all your build points. You should have a total of 15 extra karma now. From I've been awarding 5 karma per recording session, or not recording session, but episode. So you guys are up to 15 banked now.
Cool.
Because this is our 4th episode.
So can we spend that now, or?
Yes, you can. So think about what you're doing. But in the meantime,
I think I'll buy that heavy weapon skill that I neglected to pick up. So it's my underbarrel grenade launcher isn't a danger to us.
Speaking of underbarrel grenade launchers and skills and whatnot, I'm going to have each of you guys describe what your character has been doing in their own personal training. What kind of simulations they've been running, whether they're running historical events or perhaps using programs that someone else has programmed into the system or that you yourself programmed in. You effectively have a VR danger room you can play with. I mean, you're not actually there.
Especially.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you're physically doing these things, but it is using your own mind to create these things. Yeah. So you're kind of plugging into the system for it. So, let's see. Who should we talk about? We'll begin alphabetically with Bill.
So I spent most of my time in Operation Anchorage. I wanted to see the build up to and why we crossed over.
Okay.
Learning a lot about military history, but my main focus was on the state-of-the-art weapons and operations that we were using during Operation Anchorage and into China. So it gave me a little more understanding on how to use unmodded power armor, and it gave me more understanding on heavy weapons. It also gave me a little bit more training on navigation, certain types of firearms and the sounds that they make. It also taught me how to throw a grenade the right direction, how to survive in cold weather.
Yeah.
But of course, looking around at all those weapons and getting all that information isn't free, so I learned how to be a little more stealthy and do things. Coming back from Operation Anchorage, I chose that the weapon would be a gauze rifle because I saw the power that they had.
And that's actually, I believe, in Fallout 3, that's the one of the weapons you can come away from that with.
It is, actually.
Nice.
But I saw the power that it had while I was there in Anchorage, and I was like, I want this. So luckily we had one lying around the armor. It also gave me the opportunity to pick up some stronger armor as I spoke with our armorer about the different types of armor and weapons that I saw there. So he helped me to improve the armor that I currently have. And of course, I don't want to kill everything because there's a huge thing about research and development about where we're going to be at. So I picked up a stun baton as well, just to kind of, if you got to knock something out, knock something out.
It would be Master Sergeant Murphy that would be teaching you power armor and basically helping build a set personalized for you. I'm sure you've modded it quite heavily.
Yeah, it doesn't require a fusion core. It's not as big, it's not as bulky, it's not as heavy, but it's still durable enough that I can still get away and do some damage with it.
Right.
So it doesn't require the fusion core to operate it.
All right, Carl, what did you do for your sins?
Carl likes to be efficient. So he basically was using his simulator time to live through military history and to experience military life from days of Galen and working on Roman centurions and gladiators. From that point through the Middle Ages, the Crusades, So he played some time as a Knights Hospitaller through Napoleonic days and American Civil War and World War One, World War Two. Basically, all the tools and techniques that were developed through all the warfare for frontline medications.
So he's more experienced at working effectively at a modern standpoint with no tools.
Yes. Or with what people would call rudimentary.
Yeah.
You can get stuff done with a needle and a small knife.
Yeah. And, some sinews from a cat.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's really threw himself into the medical aspect all the way through the development of cyberware to the point where he fell in love with the bioware and cyberware systems that he was learning about and cut his own arm off to put a fake one on.
That's really dedicating yourself to
just dedicating yourself to what your beliefs are or what your experience is.
Yeah, especially because the arm has his med kit in it.
Huh.
So he literally made medicine a part of him.
As such, most of your working is going to be with Kit Pedler.
Yep.
He's the only one in the vault that really understands cyber tech. And he's got a, he might take you under his wing at some point, but he still doesn't talk much. Like, he talks basically the minimum amount possible. But, he is here to train students, so he teaches by showing rather than by strictly teaching.
And that's how I like to learn.
All right. Going on, we'll go to Solomon first. What did you... backing up. What kind of equipment or armor?
He's wearing a very nice military dress uniform.
Okay.
It's armored. An armored dress uniform basically is what he wears, along with a long overcoat, the uniform overcoat.
Nice.
He has a gas mask because he also has gas grenades for that underbarrel grenade launcher that he isn't familiar with yet.
Well, it's not quite. The vault's not quite big enough for.
True. But combat-wise, he specialized in unarmed fighting.
Okay.
So his coat has a shock weave in it. So if he's in contact with somebody in a close fight, he can turn it on and electrocute them.
That's very useful.
And he has basically mastered Krav Maga.
Okay. Yeah, Major Joe would be the person teaching the close combat most of the time. There are a couple of things that other people in the vault know.
And as for his equipment, he's a big believer in the right tool for the job. So he has a sword, a knife, a pistol, a submachine gun, and an assault rifle with an underbarrel grenade launcher.
Nice.
So you got one.
He's like a Boy Scout.
Yep.
Always prepared. All right, we'll move on to Solomon now. So what have you done for your VR training?
For my VR training, I did guerrilla warfare. I went all over the place to learn how to survive out on my own and steal, watch enemy movements, and learn all that. The history points anywhere. I was thinking like a Korean War.
Yeah, actually. In my head canon, the Korean War still exists and the Fallout universe still happened. I think Vietnam would too, because Fallout 1 came out after Vietnam, so
yeah.
I kind of figured that it did. It's supposed to break apart back in the 40s? Or no. All the music is from the 20s, 30s.
40s.
Yeah, okay. So I think it's supposed to kind of start breaking apart from...
It's not that. It's just that the aesthetic went back to that, to the 50s, because everything in the 50s was pre-transistor.
Right.
And in Fallout, they had to make everything survivable after nuclear war. So everything has that aesthetic.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it'd be in the 50s. It kind of starts to break apart from the real world history. But I still, in headcanon, consider Korea at least to have occurred potentially. Yeah, but that's just my headcanon.
Yeah, wasn't the Korean War the one that happened in school?
They both did. Vietnam probably more.
Korea was only 4 years.
Yeah, it didn't last nearly as long.
Whatever. Anyways, I did a whole bunch of that and how to interrogate people that capture it.
Look at the American Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
In the South, which was a lot of guerrilla tactics.
Swamp Fox and other figures.
Yeah, so that's that.
So, what have you come out with equipment-wise?
Equipment-wise, I've got some heavy armor. It's not power armor or anything, but it is heavy armor.
Okay.
Doesn't restrict my movement, so it is very heavy. I have an Ares Havar assault rifle and a katana.
All right. That's respectful. I mean, you'll have other accoutrements that we don't need
I was going to say,
to specifically cover.
did we want to cover what cyberware systems?
That might be useful if you have anything big cyberware or bioware wise. That might be a good thing to go into.
Okay, well, I got some
Wired
reflexes. Yeah. In The Sims, I got tired of being exhausted and not being able to move fast enough. So I got fired up with wired reflexes and saw the doctor same doctor as.
I assisted in your surgery.
And for those who
How does
haven't
that make
heard
you
it
feel?
already or didn't pay attention, his name is Dr. Kit Hedler. Okay.
As I said before, my arm is sacrificed.
Yeah.
To
The medical kit.
the Hippocratic oath kind of a thing.
That's what he calls his arm.
Actually, it would be Galen is what I would call it if I were to give it a name. Because the battlefield is the only proper school for a surgeon.
Yeah.
From Galen. Anyway, his eyes and ears have been scooped out.
Oh boy.
His comlink he had installed and hardwired to his brain.
Exciting.
He has a SIM module so he can record all of his experiences and play them back.
It can be very useful.
He also has a platelet factory and symbiotes cyberware or bioware systems. Both aid in reducing damage incoming and healing times.
All right. You said you also have quick healer merit, so
Yes, I heal very quickly.
Yeah, it's almost visible healing speed at that point. Not quite, but it's getting there. Maybe while you're sleeping. It would be. All right, and that brings us to Rita.
Well, before we go on,
Did you have some cyberware?
I do not have any cyberware per se. I have a smart link between my helmet and my gauze rifle, but what's really impressive is that I have a helmet that has more items than a modern day cell phone. It carries a respirator, and the tank is on the arm itself.
Okay.
It's got a camera, binoculars, gives me low light vision, has a Geiger counter, radio signal, GPS, and let's see, Mag Vision, Thermo Vision, flare compensation, and an extra small one.
Wow.
So between my armor and my helmet, if I lose any piece of that,
Yeah, it can be pretty much trouble if you get caught without your helmet on.
yeah.
All right, Rita basically focused on frontline warfare. She kind of built a danger room to work in and went up against anything and everything she could think of. She has also picked up some cyberware, but she went straight for the full range of wired reflexes and reflex enhancers that can stack sufficient. She has a gun that can basically be taken apart and remodded into a different type of weapon, so it can be like a sniper rifle or shotgun or a pistol or an SMG, whatever she wants it to be. She's also wearing some armor, but it's security armor rather than armor as well. And it has radiation shielding and an auto protector.
Well, when you spend most of your time working for the security team for the vault, I would expect that that's the army you put use.
Yeah.
Even though she was a little shit.
Yeah, she has taken her job a lot more seriously lately, and I wouldn't say she's specifically towing the line, but doesn't really have any negative things to say about the vault anymore, and is kind of ready to take her place alongside you guys. So she also was worked on by the doctor, a good doctor, but spent more of her time with the majors. So anyway, like I said, at this point, you guys have started noticing some changes happening. You're getting a lot of contemplative looks from the different professors, teachers. I guess I wouldn't call them professors, but they've been really talking with you guys and building up like a command structure with your class. You've looked around, some of you, and you haven't seen any other classes. You haven't seen any adults whatsoever. In fact, other than your teachers here, you haven't seen any other living soul in the vault. And people started talking about it. They're like, why aren't we allowed to go on the other levels? And why aren't the other levels allowed to come here? Like, what's going on? And anytime you ask a teacher about it, they always try to cover something up, make something up, joke about it. They always pass it off. And it's really kind of making people a little nervous and curious about what it is that's going on. And that's when the day comes that everyone is assembled in the game room. So there's probably 90, well, with the teachers in here, there's over 100 people in here now. So it's pretty dang filled up. You guys are in pretty tight formations. And the main General Iron Hewer, everyone calls him Mike, addresses everybody. He says, I know a lot of you have been wondering what it is this vault was created for, wondering what it is our purpose is here, and why you haven't seen your families, even though you've all graduated. And it's time for me to come honest with you. This vault was specifically built for this day. It's time for us to leave this vault and return to the surface. We have set many plans in motion, strived and fought for this very day. And we believe this generation is the greatest example of soldiery ever produced in the entire history of the world. Now, there's several whoas at that. You have been trained to be officers. You have been trained to lead men in combat and out. You have been trained in every single aspect of military and civilian work. You are ready for the surface world and whatever it is we face up there. Tomorrow at this time, the doors open. And we will march forward, join what remains of the UEF, and finish our mission. China shall fall. Make sure you're ready for it. And with that, he salutes everybody. Yep. Finishes the salute and walks out. You guys have kind of started to notice he's really getting up there in age. I mean, he seemed like an old guy when you were young, but it's been like 20 years since then. He's really starting to feel kind of old.
Yeah, you cripple.
But despite that, he walks with a firm step and a straight back. And his uniform is to a very high degree of polish and crispness. The other teachers stay behind and basically cheer you guys on, give some congratulations and shake hands.
Pep rally.
Yeah. They make a special meal for everybody, and you guys actually, instead of eating it separately, both red and blue team have it together here in the battle room. They pull up some of the weighted companion cubes for you guys to sit on. It was strange. Those used to provide like full body cover. Right now, they're not even thigh high.
Or kids in it.
No.
For like what, 20, 25?
Hey, you guys are all supposedly 20 years old.
I love the supposedly because you can't really tell the cycles.
Yeah, there's no day. I mean, they have a day and night cycle, but whether that's accurate or not, I don't know. And furthermore, everybody celebrates their birthday on the same day. The entire lot of you guys have the same birthday. And those of you who are starting to understand biology are thinking that that's kind of weird and probably not accurate. So anyway,
Spartans.
Yeah, everybody starts getting their gear together and like grabbing some extra rations.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I have on my gear list is my symbiotes require special food.
Yeah.
So I have a year's worth.
Nice. That's a pretty significant amount.
Expect to be out for a while.
Yeah.
I don't expect
As they're never coming back.
Well,
We're joining a mission.
I think that once we complete the mission, we can go back. And eventually go back home. That'd be nice. See what a home was like. I mean, we never even got to see what a home was like.
This is fun.
Oh, for us, home. Home is America.
Into my VR world.
Home is where anywhere for you.
Home is where he electronically can plug in.
Don't even have to plug in. It's all in my head. I just zone out and start drooling.
And people draw funny shapes on your face.
Where's Carl? Don't know. He's been in that corner of the hall for hours.
Anywhere he wants to be.
So
Like American Express.
Don't leave your shoes on, bro. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Everybody gets a pretty good night's rest. Well, tries to at least. Some people have a pretty hard time sleeping.
That'd be me.
I would say everybody does because you've never been outside of
I
them.
mean, I do have 10 dice in my insomnia dice pool.
Yeah, it's not bad. If you had 12, then you could buy it.
So,
That's four.
hold on. We're outside of the wall?
No, you're inside.
Oh, okay.
But everyone has a hard time resting tonight.
No.
Dude,
I've been training in guerrilla warfare. I just go to sleep.
You say sleep, and your body does.
Yeah.
That's a really good skill for people to have.
Mm-hmm. What's even better is falling asleep at attention.
Yeah.
I do not sleep.
All right. So anyway, the morning cycle comes on, and before it even does, maybe half the people are already up and getting their gear stowed, ready to go. Well, not stowed, but getting it out, getting it on.
Reveille.
Yeah. The morning bugle goes off. Those people who did somehow manage to sleep get up and shower, get their breakfast in.
I know, right?
He's giving me flashbacks again.
They still play Reveille every day on the military things. And when the flag comes down, the music plays and everyone stops and turns toward the nearest the flag was coming down.
No, or the crap, what direction was it? Can't remember what. You either got to go towards the nearest, or look towards the nearest flag, or look in a certain direction.
Yeah.
Can't remember the direction. Oh, this. Oh,
I don't believe that's true.
no, I definitely know it's not north.
And it's probably not towards Mecca or Medina.
America.
Towards the nearest America. Everyone starts assembling in the main area there before the vault door. And some people are kind of like, everyone's eyes keep being drawn to the mechanism that opens the door.
I'm just gonna click on the Geiger counter real quick. Click on the radio signal. Turn on the comm set up the flare compensator so I'm not blind walking out here.
And one thing that you guys
Remember your protective eyewear.
one of the things you guys have noticed lately, now that now makes sense, is they were actually, people started noticing that the lights inside were a little bit brighter than them. And now you're starting to wonder if maybe that was to acclimate you to the surface.
That would make sense.
So anyway,
I've got a very big backpack on.
A couple over an hour passes before everyone's really assembled and everyone's in their squads, and there is a specified order given for which squad goes where, and you guys are right in front. You will be the first squad leaving the vault.
I highly doubt we're going to be put in command. I mean, even though we did do the best on the quiz, nobody likes us.
Speak for yourself.
They don't have to like us. They just have to do it to troll.
Damn right.
Do it or you won't get your pain meds.
Or your rat away.
Yeah, no popping ibuprofen like candy unless you are on his good side. Right away is also useful. So anyway, they get you guys all together, and
the person who goes up to the console is Staff Sergeant Brady. She is somehow made some high heel shoes and is wearing mostly black with some red and white highlights here and there, and has her hair up in pigtails. You're making some funny faces at me. But it still technically qualifies as a uniform. It's got her name badge and insignia and everything on it. But it's probably pretty close to that gray area between official uniform and definitely not official uniform. The high heels especially. But maybe it qualifies, falls under the category of
Dress uniform?
No,
No,
like
weapon.
a weapon of some sort.
Because I imagine the heel is like some sort of reclaimed metal that's been sharpened into spikes.
It actually doesn't come to a spikes, but it's a pretty thick heel.
Maybe
It's got a
she's,
hidden knife and injector in it, and it's just like stab.
or she's hiding data chips.
Who knows? There, you do see some elbows and then like pointing at the heels and then talking back and forth. So you're not the only one speculating. The rest of your teachers come out and some pretty serious armor or weapons, except for your two highest ranking officer, Ike and Martha, are wearing armored uniforms.
They're wearing stuff like me.
Yeah, but they don't have helmets on, and they only have a pistol apiece. They're not really heavily outfitted. And with that, Freddy hits a button. The alarm starts going off. Lights dim down, and a large metallic arm comes out, goes into the door, screws in, and then there's a large like metal screeching sound as the door starts rolling aside. On the other side, it is brighter than currently in here, but it still seems fairly dark. And you realize that it's going into some sort of cave or tunnel. And as soon as the door rolls aside completely, it locks into place with sort of a loud, sort of clang, metal on metal kind of sound. You guys are first out.
Right, I'm marked. I have my assault rifle in my hands.
Right.
And my submachine gun.
I forgot to give Rita's weapon. There was one other thing. She has on her back. She has a large claymore-sized sword. That's important. She likes to use that, and thus far, no one has really wanted to. That's true. Yes, after they've seen what she's done to them. Anyway, she has the rifle slung down, and sort of has this hand keeps going up to the handle of that claymore.
I will have the baton out, hold it in front of me, and then just forward.
Right.
Oh, pretty much.
Hi-ho, Silver.
If you're going to move your arm like that until you get out of this cave, why are you talking funny? I wasn't talking funny. Hold on. You sound like you're talking funny. Hold on. It's probably you. Correct.
Me.
And forward you guys go. The tunnel goes in a straight line for about 100 yards, and then you see where the light is coming from seems to be a
Giant light bulb in the sky.
no. It is a like wooden shack kind of surface with years of age slowly wearing it away, and light is coming through. There is a raggedy door holding it closed, and you can see kind of dust filtering through.
So, like, is this a one-person door, or that's probably...
No, it's more like a barn door kind of thing.
Okay.
Not like a full-on barn door that rolls aside, but like a double door kind of open.
Try to open it.
The
Those wrong orders.
the handle almost breaks off when you try to open it, and then you kind of just push the door and it falls apart.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't like fall off the hinges, but it just like the mechanism holding it closed just falls apart, and you're able to just push it aside. As you guys march out, you realize that a lot of things. It kind of overloads your senses a little bit, even though you try to prepare yourself for it. It is far brighter than anything you've ever experienced, and way more open than anything you've ever experienced. I mean, like seeing it in The Sims is one thing, but seeing it in real life, that's something else. And there is sort of a vertigo moment, at least for a couple of steps, where you kind of feel like you might just fall upwards. I mean, what's to hold you down? But your logic takes over. You guys are pretty smart people. You are prepared for this. And you can hear strange sounds. There seems to be chirping. Wait, it's a bird. Maybe you've heard a bird before in one of The Sims, but again, not as beautiful as this. And as you
Kill it with fire.
kill it, it's unmuted. You guys are walking out of this tunnel, and it's sort of
I
like
don't like it. I'm going to use my select sound filter to filter out that sound.
okay. There seems to be a narrow canyon kind of thing that you guys are in that starts opening up as you go forward. And you can smell smoke. You can smell dirt, decay. And actually, give me a perception test with any kind of bonuses you have will apply. If you don't have flare compensation, you're at a -1.
So I love that. Driving as well.
Is this a visual then?
It's going to be visual well, you can do visual, scent, or sound, any of those, and just tell me which one you're doing.
I will do sight and sound.
Okay.
What perception? What actually?
It's intuition.
These are just switch to health and use to history as good as they did last time. Oh, that's not very helpful.
Well, no, actually, last time you did very well.
Yeah, I'm sure they did pretty well again. Take that.
So 2 glitch. 3 glitch. Yeah.
So 3 English.
And what kind of perception are you using? Just anything?
I don't have any special things. I'm using sight. And I got 4.
You got 4?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what's that?
Okay. Sight, I have 2. And hearing, I have 3.
Okay.
And I have wideband hearing.
You can hear outside the normal human range.
Yes. And also spatial recognition.
Does outside the normal human range include electronics of any sort, or is that?
I've got a radio signal.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, actually, with a radio signal, you're actually detecting several different transmissions.
The voices in my head are about to drive me insane.
Are you going to cue into one of them? See what you got.
That one sounds good.
Yep. The first one you cue into is playing some nice what do you call the
Ink spots?
yes, the Ink Spots. Playing one of the Ink Spot songs. Starts the same way for every single one of their songs. That's one possibility, but every one of their songs starts out that way.
It's fact.
It's a fact. And even if it isn't, it's still a fact. You seem to have stumbled across some kind of radio or like musical radio kind of transmission. And you come into some other ones and you can hear like some distant chatter here and there. Some people talking back and forth about the weather. How it's going to affect their food production.
I'll keep on the weather.
Okay.
Weather might be important. So this out. I don't know anything about weather.
Yeah, they seem to be talking about planting time. And you know, or at least you have been told that it's late January, like maybe starting to go into spring. As far as Solomon there, you had 3 and a glitch. And that was on anything. You, as you're walking through this canyon, see like some rocks fall,
Mm-hmm.
and you look up to see what it was, and you see some kind of small rodent about the size of your foot scurrying away from roughly where those rocks fell. So you suspect that you guys have scared it out. Billy, you got 3 as well, and that was on 4
Perception.
on perception, and that was visual.
Yes.
You see that you guys are, as you're coming out, you seem to be going into some kind of compound. There are like various water tanks and like warehouses up ahead, and you're seeing old vehicles that are obviously not mobile in any way, shape, or form anymore because their wheels have rotted away, and they are pretty rusted out as well. You had 2 on your audio, or 2
No, 2 on vision, 3 on audio.
Yeah, with your vision, you're catching some of the same things. What with the audio, you hear those rocks fall and see roughly the same source, or like, well, you see the same source, you suspect. But you're also hearing, well, a lot of people marching and a lot of people breathing. And you're catching some of the guys like tripping as they're coming out and kind of trying not to, but also gaping at everything around them. You're not seeing a lot of life, and the ground has snow on it. It's not fresh snow, it's older snow. But that's the last thing you guys notice is that there are footprints up ahead. They aren't where you guys are coming out. They look like they've crossed the path ahead of you. And they appear to be human.
There are people already out here.
For a long time ago.
Bet you they're Chinese.
Can I?
Yeah, I'm looking for targets.
Okay.
As soon as he says it might be Chinese, I'm like,
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna see if I can tell how old those prints are,
Okay.
and try to get a better
Give
idea.
me
What they
an
are.
intuition survival test.
I'm going to take off the cod piece to my armor and try to write my name in the seals first in my order. I kind of want to do it.
You are at the front of a column.
I know.
So you're going to step aside and do that?
Yeah.
All right. Wow, that's class. Real class.
okay, yes, my increased spectrum is 20 hertz to 20,000, or to 20 kilohertz.
Yeah. Unless it's telling me what is in that range. That's
Here it extends to as low as 5 hertz into infrasonic, and as high as 120 kilohertz into ultrasonic.
so dog whistles, ultrasound based motion detectors. So if somebody around you has a motion detector on, you'll hear that.
Yeah.
Which you do. At least one person in the group has that.
I have that.
5 on my survival test.
You have that as well? So,
I have a motion sensor.
okay. So you're hearing your own going off, and it's not the only one. All right. Yeah. The footprints are about a week old.
Okay.
So they've definitely crusted over and whatnot. And they definitely came from like boots of some sort, some like well-worn boots. You would say at least a half dozen individuals you're seeing just looking through these footprints.
I'm going to.
What's the stuff for this guy? All right. So if you really want to have written your name, let's have you do an agility plus, we'll call it exotic natural weapon test.
All right.
So if you don't have that, you're going to take a -1 to your agility for this.
I'll give it a shot. Billy was here in the snow.
An amazing success if you do this.
I think somebody's going to be pissed either way.
Speaking of this, there's a couple people that are vomiting on leaving the vault, like taking their helmet off real quick to throw up.
Aside of him doing this?
No,
No, just at
the vertigo.
the vertigo of seeing open sky for the first time in real life.
I got 2 successes.
Nah. Billy seems to be all right, but the rest of it's probably illegible.
Oh, bummer. Metal That's all you got.
And you're definitely getting some. Part of the reason why you weren't as successful is because a couple people like nudged you as they were walking by and messed up your name.
All right, I'll hurry up and march back up to the front of the column.
I'm going to call for people to spread out.
Yeah, secure the area.
And basically get cover from that direction.
Yeah.
Whatever the direction the footprints are in.
They go basically from, like, as you guys are starting to leave this canyon, they kind of go across the edge. A couple of the footprints like seem to have stopped and looked into the direction you guys came from, but it doesn't seem that anybody went into it.
I'm gonna secure the area. What
All
we
right.
were trained to do, we're military, so
Yep.
secure the area.
As you guys start to pan out, you're the guys are the lead,
Mhm.
and maybe one squad behind you. You start picking up some sounds, and one of you, Billy over there, as he starts running up, like hears just a sound that sets him off, and it's the sound of a gun being magazined, and it wasn't coming from your or any of your guys' direction.
So that makes me uncomfortable. Can I roll to hear what gun that was?
Yeah.
Firearms plus.
Actually, assuming you roll one. It'll be logic plus knowledge firearm.
Yeah, that's 10 die. I should be able to get that. Four.
Yeah. You would say that is a definitely a Colt style assault rifle sounding. Bolt being thrown, or not bolt, but like the, what do you call it there when you pull it back? Chambering. And it sounds a little bit off.
Like it's been in disrepair.
Yeah, potentially, like it's not in the best of condition. But as you hear that, you guys start looking around for the source of the sounds you're hearing. And you basically see a couple of figures in the buildings ahead of you. You start recognizing the outlines of like arms in a windowsill kind of thing, or some cloth over there might actually be somebody's leg sticking out a little bit. And you're about to start to say something along the lines of ambush and maybe pointing, when all of you are knocked flat by an explosion wave.
Can we roll something to see if we're actually knocked flat?
Sure, if you would like to. It would be body reaction.
Sounds good.
Works for me. Hey, well, let's do this. Oh, no, there's no one going down.
Not good, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or not?
Rita did just fine.
Oh, I thought you were rolling the bomb.
No, this is Rita's. She got 8 successes on that.
I got 6.
Let's see. Distance effects are at. Oh, I'm not supposed to be exploding. So, actually, oh, she didn't get any extra successes out of those extra dice, so I'm not going to complain. So you got 6, Solomon?
I got 5.
3.
3. All right, so it's only Carl that's knocked down.
And the rest of the division.
Yes. The guys further back, like as you're like spinning around to check what this was, catching yourself and looking back, you see the entire entrance of the vault door exploding inward from both sides. There seems to have been some buried explosives underneath the snow. And it completely demolishes that entrance. You can see in a flash moment all of your instructors taking explosive debris all through their bodies and basically disintegrating. And it has this moment where you're...
It's a high spirit moment.
Yep. And basically 80 to 90% of the guys with you are down right now on the ground. And there is smoke and debris everywhere. And at that point, the guys in the buildings that you're starting to think you saw turn over, turn around, stand up, whatever, and they've all got assault rifles that are firing into you guys from all directions. So, I will.
So would that be contact forward or contact rear?
That would be contact forward.
That's contact all sides.
Yes, that too. Ambush. Right now, you guys had just started fanning out. You're kind of in the open. So before we roll initiative, you guys have a chance to take some quick steps.
Well, I am prone.
You're prone. You can, there's not a lot. So I think I'll just take initiatives here.
Well, I mean, is there any form of cover, any debris that landed in front, by, near any one of us?
There's some buildings not far away. So I'm going to go ahead and change the page here so you guys can see where it is you are at.
If I've got the opportunity for quick steps, I'm going to move.
Oh, that's right. So you guys can expand out a little bit. Basically anywhere inside this little parking lot kind of thing here.
And is this area here a wall?
No, well, maybe looking at the map it is. You guys, this darker colored area here that you guys are on, is a parking lot kind of thing. Ahead of you, there is one of those tanks, like liquid tanks that I described. So that would be up in this section.
Okay. Also like a giant.
And there's a lot of sort of destroyed, dilapidated warehouse type buildings around.
Can you point out any fire force on here? Is it?
Yep, I'm just about to do that. Oops.
Do dice explode on initiative?
No.
Unless you use edge.
You can spend edge to roll 5d6. Or just spend edge to go first.
They're not top.
Or both.
Which means they're shooting now.
And if you guys hear any explosion sounds, it's not us, it's the lightning and thunder around us. There's a storm rolling in.
Monsoon season in Arizona.
It's kind of late this year.
It is.
All right, Billy, what's your initiative?
7 plus 1d6.
So roll that.
Roll the 1d6.
Oh, okay.
I don't need the formula. I need the result.
13. Roll again.
Carl
11.
and Solomon.
25.
Each one of these squares is how many meters?
It actually shows you. So if you use the ruler, so it's 2 meters per tile. Because they're not squares.
The ability to reach out and touch somebody without a problem. So.
Yeah. And the 6 is today. Yeah, forget that. 3 of the 4 guys here got 6s. You can see me.
How do you determine how fast you can move?
It's agility times 2 is walking.
Agility times 4 is running.
Yes. And if you want to make a running test, then it'll be 2 extra meters per success. So, at the top of the initiative order, Rita springs into action.
She is edge.
No, she has the full level 3 wired reflexes, and she has reflex enhancers, which they stack if they're both wireless, and they are.
Oh crap! This girl can move.
Yes, yeah, and you see in you might not. It's hard to actually keep track of what she's doing, but she suddenly spins around and as you see a sort of flash, she drops down on something on the ground right in front of her, and you hear a muffled and her backside explodes back outward.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, that's a pretty big hole.
Oh, she dropped on the grenade.
Shoot.
Solomon, it's your turn.
Okay,
I don't see any cover here.
Now you have to get about 6 meters ahead of you, or about 10 meters to your left before you have any sort of cover.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot the guy in front of me to my right.
Okay, get up there on the water tower.
Yeah, I can move after and attack them.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. So that is agility plus hurt.
Oh, no, I don't. And he doesn't have any cover when he's out.
Oh, I have two.
You got two?
It's not quite good. Or no, it is. No, it's not much. So 2 advantages.
Well, hold on a second. I gotta roll his defense
Yeah, the safety blocks.
to see if he dodges. Because in this system, you get your defense from ranged attacks. Okay, that's one net hit.
So that's 9 damage.
9 damage, any AP.
No AP.
Did you add in the net hit to that total? Okay. He will soak 3 of that and take 6. And you basically cap him. Yet he seems to be wearing combat fatigues and not really that serious of an armor. And so your bullet goes pretty much right in through his chest.
Great. Then I will move. Is there a ladder onto these things? Like on our side?
Yeah, okay, so the ladders are on the big tank. So there's one ladder right here that can be accessed from either one of those squares. And there is also a ladder here that can be accessed from each of those tiles. There. Basically, these two. Or these two.
Gotcha. Good. Cool. I can get by.
Okay, it'll require 2 movement per meter, maybe. So 2 meters per meter that you go up. And it's about 8 meters tall.
Okay, then. I'll just get there then.
No, wait, that's too much. 6 meters. Yeah, that's more accurate. 8 meters would be like 20, 24 feet, 25 feet ish.
Yeah, so I'll just get right there so I have cover.
Okay. You don't want to end your turn on the ladder?
No, otherwise I can't do anything with this situation.
Okay. William Jackson.
Time to reach out and touch somebody way over there.
Okay. You're going to have to move forward at least 2 meters before that you have a clean line of sight to that guy. This building right here will cover a little bit on him. By the way, the snow on the ground, if you were firing at anybody ground level, will give you one rank of
Cover.
flare.
1 level of flare.
Glare, that's what it is. There's no real wind right now, and there isn't anything in the air, and it's daylight. So
Yeah, so I'm basically going to pull out my weapon. The smart link is going to turn on. The scope is going to pop out. The lights are going to start to go off, and you're going to hear, "Ba-choom." Yep, and then all of a sudden you're going to hear,
all right, roll it.
and I'm going to reach out and touch somebody. There we go.
He's got to make sure everyone here is reached out and tested.
Yeah, because
At
I'm a
least
little,
a half dozen times.
I've already lost a unit already. I'm angry. He's got to beat 5 of them.
All right.
No, it's minus 8 AP,
All right. You got 4 net hits,
which means he's getting hit with 19.
19 damage, and how much AP?
Minus 8.
Wow. That pretty much takes out his entire armor pool. But he does soak 1 of that 19 damage. So you see his torso just explode.
I call that divine retribution and poetic justice.
I mean, that puts him negative more boxes of health than he actually has as a...
Yep, he has
Excellent.
become a fine pink mist.
Mm-hmm.
if I could put more X's on there, I would. All right.
The intimidation factor alone should be able to get some of these guys to think twice now.
Okay, that one's good. Did you want to move any?
I already moved the 2 meters to get a clean shot. Can I keep moving?
You have a certain amount of movement per total combat round.
We're going to go into
Not
this
by pass.
intimidated building.
Your agility.
Agility times 4 is your total movement.
So, yes. So from where I was, which was right here, with the measuring tool back that in,
You've gone 8 meters.
5 plus 4 is 12. So, yeah, I'm going to go actually right over here so I can be right behind this wall.
Okay, make a perception test.
Perception,
Vision based.
binoculars, anything that I had when I was coming off this thing and still apply.
Yeah, any vision enhancing you have still apply.
All right. Intuition, perception, fire compensation,
Well, fire compensation just gets rid of the penalty.
and the binoculars is what.
And that's distance based, so that's also not going to apply.
Therma, because it's
None of it has dice.
No, none of it adds dice. It just removes penalties.
Okay. So binoculars will add dice, correct? Or
No, no.
remove
That's if you have vision enhancement.
Enhancement is the only thing that adds dice.
Do that. 3.
I think with the thermographic, I'll give you the edge here. This guy, you can see just around the corner a little bit of a heat signature of somebody around the side of this building. Right up here. And upon you popping over there, he's going to take a shot at you.
Well, I'm sitting behind the wall, so it's okay.
Yeah, you guys sort of each have cover against the other. And we'll take an aim action. Oh wait, I forgot to do the cover.
Well, the cover adds to his defense.
Okay. It's if they have light cover, it would be 2. Okay. So you get to add 2 to your defense. So it's going to be your intuition plus reaction. Plus 2.
Come on, tank boy.
I'm not exactly your tank.
Hey, tanks aren't good at dodging. They're good at soaking.
Yeah, and his soak pool's 27?
25.
Yeah, tank boy.
Nope, we break even.
You both got 3?
Yep.
All right. You're basically kind of dodging behind this wall and see a bullet, come through the wall beside you.
Oh, you savage.
They seem to have their guns on single shot, but you know that these rifles are capable of burst fire and also automatic. This guy, however,
The rest of the division needs to get up off their ass.
let's see. automatic.
Well, we weren't actually declared in command.
Everybody else is dead at this point.
Not everyone else, but there's definitely pretty much everyone else is off there or on their butts right now, or bases, as the case may be. Yeah. So that seems like a bad idea. What he's do? He's going to do a burst fire at you, Carl.
Of course he is.
Unfortunately for him, he doesn't have much recoil compensation, so it's going to be a -3 to your defense as he tries to put 3 in you. You got 2 in a glitch.
What did you take? I don't remember if prone is a bonus to my defense.
Oh.
To the him.
Well, he's in a raised position at this point, so the normal advantage you get from being prone isn't going to come into play.
I will go ahead and buy 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, plus, just the normal kind of thing you hear in Halo all the time. Let's see for his glitch.
God loves medics, but not GMs.
I don't want to follow this. But no, he stands up to try to get a better angle on you, and kind of starts to lose his balance. And he hasn't fallen because he has a railing around him, but that railing is squealing in protest. It doesn't seem like it's going to last much longer. Carl.
You say these guys are in combat fatigues?
Yes.
Are they in any specific uniform? Can I do a perception test to get a read on patches or anything?
Yeah. Do a. We'll do military. So logic plus knowledge military. Because reading other people's uniforms is something you're trained to do.
And trained really well, apparently.
No, I don't doubt it. Give you guys enough points to work with, and you're yeah. You have the potentiality to end up with maxed out fools and at least 1 or 2 of those.
This one.
This is the one.
13 dice.
Nice.
And 4 successes.
Yes. These guys are wearing some form of UEF uniform. You don't recognize it exactly, but you know for beyond any shadow of a doubt that is a UEF uniform this guy is wearing. And those are UEF guns that he is wielding. They're like an American style of gun.
I'm going to be shouting at him, "Hey, we're friendlies!" And I would be like yelling, "Cease fire! Cease fire!
All right.
We're friendlies!"
Make a charisma leadership test. Negative. Let's see what it happens. It's important tables to section. Let's see. That's 4. There's no romantic attraction. You do technically have superior range.
If they do that.
Yeah.
My bars are visible.
Yeah. So I'll give you a +1 for that. So you're at a -6.
Yeah. Goodbye, dice pool. I will spend edge to roll edge.
All right.
And you get nothing.
All right. You start like waving your hands and trying to say ceasefire, but there's too many explosions and shots going on. You guys aren't the only ones in combat here, but I'm only covering like everyone seems to be more or less fighting squad level at this point. Those who are of you guys who are intact.
Would that tree in the middle of the road there be good cover?
No. It's It's enough there that it's basically a glorified tumbleweed.
Okay.
Like if you were trying to do, if you had already in stealth and sneaking up on people not in combat, you might have been able to use it as a little bit of camouflage in that situation, but not in this.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna run to the base of the tanks here.
Okay.
And do I have enough action to start putting on my gas mask?
Is that what kind of action is it for that?
I'm not entirely sure, actually.
Is it a
Do you have to pull it out of something, or is it?
It's hanging on my backpack. It's right here.
I would say it's a simple action.
No, I would say it's a complex action, probably at least.
a simple action is pulling a trigger, and it's a little more than that.
Well, with military training, a simple action for me, if I've got a gas mask clipped to the freaking vest, it's a simple action, go. Now to tighten it up to make sure that I'm not going to get screwed up on
There's the thing. He needs
That's
this to
the
be
complex action.
Yes.
So I'm gonna call it a complex action.
Okay.
So that'll take your turn for that.
All right. Okay.
Okay. This guy pops around the corner. He doesn't have an angle on Carl. He does have an angle on Billy, and it's going to 6. He comes running up with a shotgun, and like a combat shotgun, and turns it on Billy and just starts firing at him. So,
How close did he move to me to do such a thing?
he is 60 meters away.
I was firing from 16 meters away with a combat shotgun.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm
just going to look at it with a map too.
And you remember what page the shotgun spreads around? Right.
180. Is that where the spreads are?
Shit. So you are, let's say you were 12 meters away. 16. All right, that puts you in the second range for him. You got medium range. So both of you will be taking a -1 to this roll.
We'll both be taking.
Yeah, that's how range modifiers work in Shadowrun. Both the attacker and the defender take the penalty that the attacker should take. So if you are reducing a range modifier from medium to short, you don't take the negative, but they'll still take it on their defense. He's got that. Sure, that's spread. So you will be taking. You take a -3 to the defense, and he takes -3 to his damage. Probably not what he wants. So you're going to take a total of -4 to your defense. And you got 3 successes.
Yeah, we tied again.
How many dice were you rolling?
5. Or 5.
Okay. Did you take a -1 for this being the second time you've been targeted?
You know what I did?
Let's see you roll again with 4 dice.
Okay. No, that doesn't count because it's curved. 1.
All right, so that's 2 net hits.
Just enough to roll as many dice as I've got to solve this.
You'll probably be able to buy it. Let me scroll up here to the.
Because it's -3 to his damage.
Yes,
14 on
So you have 8 damage coming in with -1 AP.
No.
Oh no,
It's Flechette.
Bichette, that's just
Plus 4.
Oh yeah,
So, and I have 8 damage coming in?
so it'll be +3 because the gun gets an automatic -1 AP itself, and then Flechette adds 4, right?
No, that's 5.
That's 5. Okay,
That's
so you're
where
right.
the final shotgun is
Yeah.
+4.
So
I could buy most of it, but I kind of want to roll it just for SEGs.
There's a box there, I got a pencil box.
That's a
but I
box.
think that might be necessary to corral the dice. At this
Yes. Otherwise, you're going to be digging every
2,
couch.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
Getting back to the couch.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
point. 4 more.
6, 7, 8, and 9.
All right. So how many successes?
Do it this way.
Well, let's see.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
There you go.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
So yeah, it just like he turns and it shocks you. You're like, oh crap! Oh wait, never mind. And it just like you can hear
Like
the
you feel the
bees.
impact.
You can feel the impact like knock you back a little bit, but you just see BBs scattering everywhere.
As I stand there and look at him and go, excuse me.
Really?
Did you miss me? I think not. Let's go look here.
Excuse the out of me, buddy. I guess he's getting their next chest cavity blown out. That was a good way to roll. I might just use that pencil box to roll. Defense.
Yeah.
With 14.
So that is also pretty bad. Carl, go ahead and make a perception test. Visual. Well, yeah, visual in this case. Well, I don't know. You have enough advantage to your hearing that you can.
I mean, the dice pool are both because I have enhancement on both.
The visual will not be taking penalties. Audio will be taking maybe -3 at this point from.
I have dampeners and select sound filter.
Oh.
So I can be filtering out the sounds of gunfire. If
In
I
that
wanted
case,
to.
yes.
Yeah, that would be terribly dumb. I'm just throwing that out there.
Huh. Why is there a hole in my chest? I didn't hear anything. Oh, right.
Pop, 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 pop. Anyway, so the hearing would be a -2, you said?
It'd be a -3 total. You can reduce that to the -1 level, I think, with the sound filters and whatnot. And visually, you're using an assault rifle?
Yes.
So I'll put it at medium range would be a -1. Unless you have,
Magnification.
in which case it'd be no penalty for visual.
Two visual, 3 hearing.
Okay. Then you'll actually see this guy.
Oh, there are more of them.
Yep. As he shoots at you. Defend yourself. And do remember, you will have the partial cover here, so you'll have the 2.
Oh, that guy?
Yep, way at the end.
Okay.
This is your second attack, so you will have that 1 point of onslaught. Oh, right. Let me reroll that. And it's also 1 point of range for his shot, so both of you are taking that.
One.
Okay. He has 1 that hit on you. So the damage coming in is yes, my penmanship. I had it written down and everything. Sorry. So you have a total of 10 damage coming in with -2 AP.
Base damage of the weapon is
9.
9. Okay, so it'll be fine. Six successes.
All right. So you will take 4 stun.
Why am I stunned?
Because the damage on the weapon is less than my armor.
And this last fellow will, I think, also shoot at Mr. Jackson. He has a line that I don't think either one of you guys has covered against the other. Because the roof of your building's missing.
Oh.
No range penalties. He does, however, take there. And he got 1 success on you.
Yeah, no successes over here.
No
All right.
successes.
Nope.
All right, so you will be facing 10 damage minus 2 AP. You should have left him in there.
You need dice to roll, too.
You'll be 20 AP.
19. 22,
So funny. So amazingly enough, all your enemies are going to be fighting you with monofilament whips and high AP ammo rounds. It's kind of strange how that works.
As soon as they know to do it.
Anti-tank rounds at this point.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I got all 10.
All right, there you go. That will end the first round of combat. And with that, I think we will take a break. See you guys next time to see whether you guys can mop this up or whether they just keep pouring in.
Who dies, who lives, and who...
We're all gonna die.